Welcome back, Heartland fans. A quiet shift. That's how it began. Ty Borden, the steady heart of Heartland, for what feels like a lifetime, has finally shared a revelation that will resonate deeply with fans. It wasn't a rehearsed statement, but a heartfelt confession. His words carried a genuine weight, and his tone was a quiet warning. Season 19 will not be the Heartland we've always known. This isn't just a new arc, it's a profound re-evaluation. And for Ty Borden, it might be his most defining challenge yet. Ty has always been measured when discussing Heartland. He holds immense affection for the show, respects the audience, and understands the profound connection viewers have to his character. So when Ty sat down for a rare interview and spoke about season 19, everyone leaned in, and this time, his words were distinct. They weren't just kind or reassuring, they carried a palpable significance. He shared, "This season is about deep introspection, the kind that reshapes everything." For those who have followed Ty's journey since day one, this sentiment was both compelling and disquieting. Heartland has consistently been a narrative of resilience, connection, and the unwavering spirit of horses. It's a comforting portrayal of sincere values and quiet strength. But now, Ty has hinted that this tranquility might be challenged. He offered no overt spoilers, yet the message was unmistakable. Ty will encounter a new frontier, and it will demand everything from him. During the interview, Ty was composed yet resolute. He explained how season 19 stretched him in ways previous seasons hadn't. There were scenes, he admitted, where he had to pause because they echoed too closely with his own experiences. Ty's story becomes incredibly poignant this season. That raw emotion from him stirred a quiet apprehension among fans. What could be so profoundly personal and transformative? Some speculate it's about a new understanding of his past. Since his early struggles, fans have wondered if Ty would ever fully confront his origins. Ty didn't confirm specifics, but he did say, Ty is beginning to reconcile with his past, but reconciliation also means acknowledging what was. That single statement sparked a wave of online speculation. Could Ty finally be ready to fully embrace his history, or is he facing a different kind of introspection? Others believe the transformation Ty spoke of might not be about his past. It could be about Ty embracing a new role at the ranch. In the same interview, Ty alluded to the idea of new responsibilities and unexpected callings. That's not language Heartland employs casually. It's a show deeply rooted in dedication, consistency, and home. If Ty chooses to pursue a new calling, it might lead him to a different kind of leadership, a path distinct from what he's always known at Heartland. Ty also touched upon the cast's reactions. He shared that there were moments on set where seasoned actors found themselves emotional between takes. "We've built something together on this show," he said, "but this season feels like we're building in a new dimension. It's heartfelt, it's genuine, and it feels profoundly real." That kind of atmosphere only arises when the narrative itself is undergoing a significant evolution. Fans observed how carefully Ty chose his words. He smiled gently, but a hint of solemnity lingered in his eyes. He chuckled softly, but his voice held a slight tremor when discussing certain scenes. Everything about his demeanor conveyed, something significant is unfolding and not everyone will be prepared for it. At the close of the interview, he left one final thought. "I want fans to understand. We've honored the journey, but it's time to discover who we are beyond it." That sentence landed with quiet force, because Heartland has always been about enduring, about cherishing memories and legacies. But now, it seems Ty will be compelled to move forward, and in doing so, he may evolve into an entirely new version of himself. Ty offered no overt spoilers, but he didn't need to. His words were enough, and for the first time in years, fans aren't just intrigued, they're concerned, eager, and deeply moved. Because season 19 might not just be the next season of Heartland, it could be the season that redefines the entire series. Ty Borden didn't state it explicitly, but fans sensed it in his words. Something within Ty is shifting. The character we've watched navigate challenges for others is finally about to confront his own internal landscape. In the past few seasons, we've seen Ty dedicate himself to the ranch, caring for the horses, building a stable life with Amy and Lindy, and striving to be a pillar of strength for everyone. But strength can only sustain you so far before it turns into quiet burden. And now it seems that burden is lifting. In his interview, Ty mentioned something simple but profound. Ty is learning that healing isn't about remaining static. That one line made fans pause and truly listen, because for so long Ty has remained physically at the ranch, emotionally anchored in his commitment. But what if growth means more than just being present? What if it means stepping into a new form of purpose? There's been much discussion about Ty's personal journey. For many, the idea of him facing new internal struggles is bittersweet. He's been such a source of stability, but even Ty acknowledges that he is human. He's not frozen in time. He's a man who still grows, still learns, and maybe, just maybe, he's ready to redefine his identity. Not because he's abandoning his past, but because he's choosing to continue evolving. Fans are contemplating. Some say Ty deserves to explore new facets of himself. Others fear it would alter the essence of his character. But Ty offered a clear perspective. His past will always be a part of him. Nothing can change that. But Ty is still evolving. He has a family, a future. He has choices. That idea of having choices is at the heart of Season 19. And it's not just about his past. It's about his identity. It's about asking who is Ty beyond the ranch, beyond being the steadfast support for everyone else. There are whispers of a new mentor figure entering the story, a quiet horseman who sees Ty for who he truly is. Ty didn't confirm this, but he offered a knowing smile when asked. We'll encounter individuals this season who challenge Ty in ways he's not accustomed to. He said, that smile was enough. The possibility of someone new in Ty's life, someone who understands both his quiet strength and his enduring wisdom, has fans both hopeful and contemplative. But change doesn't always mean external drama. It could also mean Ty embracing a new leadership role at the ranch. Ty hinted that Ty might take a calculated risk this season, one that could elevate his role beyond what he's always known. He's been a constant for others. Now it's time to embrace his own potential. Ty said, that's not just a character shift, that's a deep transformation. Whatever unfolds in Season 19, it's clear that Ty is not remaining static. His story is deepening, just as he is. And for fans who've matured with him for nearly 2 decades, that growth feels personal. We've rooted for him. We've learned from him. And now we're waiting with bated breath to see what choice he makes next. Whether it's a new understanding of self, a new role, or an entirely new path, Ty's next step could be the one that truly defines him. And once he takes it, there may be no turning back. Some of the most significant shifts in Season 19 might not come solely from Ty's journey, but from the individuals around him, those who return and those who don't. While Ty Borden focused on his character's personal evolution, he also offered subtle hints about other characters that captured the attention of devoted fans. His words weren't explicit, but they were enough to ignite curiosity. Who will we see again at Heartland? And who might be gone for good? One of the most anticipated returns is Georgie. Fans have patiently awaited news of her comeback. Ty didn't utter her name directly, but he did mention that fans will be delighted to see familiar faces they didn't anticipate. That comment has led many to believe that Georgie might make a surprise appearance. Georgie's story arc with showjumping and her absence in Seasons 17 and 18 left many viewers feeling her chapter was unfinished. If she returns even for an episode or two, it could provide Ty with the emotional connection he needs for his own next step. Another intriguing question surrounds Peter. In recent seasons, Peter has been a more consistent presence in Lou's life. Their renewed closeness sparked discussions of a deeper commitment. Ty lightly touched on Lou's role this season, saying relationships will face profound questions. While not a direct answer, fans believe Lou and Peter might confront a choice that determines their future. Will they finally solidify their bond, or will they realize their paths have diverged too significantly? Tim is another vital piece of the Heartland narrative. His character has always brought a dynamic blend of energy, conflict, and strong convictions. Ty shared something interesting about him in the interview. There are characters who will face personal crossroads this season. Some might choose a quieter existence. Others might choose a different direction. That made fans wonder, will Tim step back from the daily operations of the ranch? Is he considering retirement, or pursuing something new? Nothing is confirmed, but the way Ty phrased it made fans speculate that not all familiar faces will be in every episode. And then there's the possibility of new faces joining the cast. Ty smiled when asked about newcomers. He said, Heartland has always been about family, but families expand. This season will meet people who bring change. That single sentence has launched countless online theories. Are we about to see a new ranch hand? a new connection for a character, or a long-lost friend from the past. New characters often rebalance the dynamics of a show, and if Ty's words are accurate, these additions could stir up emotions, new perspectives, and personal growth for those already at Heartland. One name that fans continue to whisper about is Mallory. Her return in past seasons was brief but impactful. While Ty didn't say anything specific about her, he did speak about integrating the past into the present. That may be a hint that someone like Mallory, or even another face from the early years, could reappear. These types of guest appearances often help weave storylines together, especially when the show is undergoing a significant emotional shift overall. Ty's careful way of discussing the cast reveals a lot. He didn't disclose too much, but every time he spoke about surprises, changes, or people you've missed, it sounded like more than just words. It sounded like a quiet promise. Season 19 won't just be about Ty changing, it will be about the entire family, the people who've supported him, and how they navigate what's ahead. The cast is the soul of the show, and this season that soul may resonate with a new rhythm. Whether someone departs, returns, or arrives for the first time, every moment will be deeply felt. Every face that walks into Heartland this season will carry significance, and the ones who don't return may be remembered even more profoundly. While Ty Borden's words during the interview were considered and thoughtful, there was something deeper at play, something unsaid but undeniably felt. Viewers who have followed him for years could sense the subtle difference in his tone, his pauses, even the way he subtly looked away when discussing the future of Heartland. Sometimes silence speaks louder than words, and in this case, Ty's unspoken emotions held more than one secret. He spoke extensively about change, growth, and emotional moments, but the way he conveyed those things made it clear. Season 19 wasn't easy to film, not just because of challenging scenes, but because of what they represented for the cast and the narrative. He said, "This season resonated deeply with us in ways we didn't anticipate. It wasn't just acting anymore, it felt personal." Fans noticed how he took longer to answer questions, choosing his words as if he were safeguarding something precious. There were moments when he spoke about the cast, but he didn't name everyone. Instead, he said things like, "Some people had a profound experience with certain goodbyes, and we had moments that felt like real conclusions." That's not the kind of thing you say unless something significant is occurring behind the scenes. Perhaps a cast member decided to move on, perhaps someone's story is reaching a natural close, or perhaps, just perhaps, the show itself is preparing for its final chapter. Even when Ty smiled, there was a trace of solemnity. He mentioned how some scenes carried a different resonance this time. It wasn't just performance, he said, it felt like we were conveying something real, something definitive, that made fans feel a quiet unease. Could this be the final season, or is it just the end of a major phase? He didn't say yes, but he didn't say no either. Another thing people observed was how often Ty referred to legacy and honoring the journey. Those words don't surface unless there's a profound underlying reason. Ty has always spoken with immense affection about Heartland, but now there was something more, a kind of reflection, a quiet acknowledgement hidden within hopeful sentences. He wasn't just promoting the next season, he was preparing the audience for a different emotional experience. Even his body language revealed more than his answers. He leaned forward, as if striving to connect more deeply with the interviewer. His hands remained still in his lap, something fans say he only does when he's feeling deeply moved. In past interviews, Ty had always been relaxed, confident, but here he seemed keenly aware of how much this season would alter things for Ty, for the show, and for the viewers at home. There was also a moment when he was asked about the future of the show. He paused, then said, "We're incredibly proud of what we've created. No matter what comes next, it's been a profound gift." That pause said everything. It didn't confirm the end, but it didn't deny it. And for many fans, it was the first time they truly began to feel a quiet apprehension. So much of what Ty said felt like a farewell without using the word goodbye. Perhaps season 19 isn't the final season, but it might be the season where things shift in a monumental way, where Ty becomes someone new, where old stories find their resolution, and new ones begin. Not just for the characters, but for the actors too. In the end, what Ty didn't say may matter even more than what he did, because in his silence, in his carefully chosen answers, and in his quiet emotion, fans discerned the truth. Something significant is changing behind the scenes, and whether we're ready or not, Season 19 will leave its indelible mark on the story, on the cast, and on everyone who's loved Heartland from the very beginning. Some stories feel like they could continue indefinitely. Heartland has been one of those stories. For nearly 2 decades, it has chronicled the lives of individuals who feel more like family than fictional characters. But now for the first time there's a quiet question lingering in the air. Is Season 19 the genesis of something new or the culmination of everything we know? Ty Borden didn't declare this was the final season, but the way he spoke about it made fans wonder if he held knowledge they didn't. He used words like legacy, culmination, and the journey so far. These aren't phrases actors typically employ when a show is merely resuming. They're the kind of words people utter when they've reached a significant turning point, when something is coming full circle. During his interview, Ty said, "We've poured so much into this season. If this were the last, I think fans would feel a profound sense of pride." That sentence lingered with fans long after the interview concluded. He didn't state that Season 19 is the last, but he made it sound like it could be. And if it is, it won't conclude quietly. It will conclude with purpose, emotion, and respect for everything that has come before. Behind the scenes, whispers circulate. Crew members have posted less than usual. Some longtime writers have quietly transitioned to other projects. Even the cast seems more introspective in their public posts. There's a different kind of energy surrounding this season, one that feels a little more serious, a little more personal, and perhaps even a little like a farewell. Still, there's hope. Heartland has always been adept at surprising its fans. In past years there were moments when it seemed the show might conclude, only to return stronger than ever. The devotion from fans around the world is one of the reasons the show has endured this long. That kind of unwavering support isn't easy to disregard. If the audience continues to engage, perhaps the story will too. Ty also said something else that gave fans a reason to hope. Even when one chapter closes, another can begin. Heartland is bigger than any single season. That line made some fans believe that even if Ty's story reaches a significant point, the show could continue in a different form, perhaps focusing more on Lindy, perhaps on a new generation, or perhaps with Ty mentoring others instead of always being at the center. There's also the question of how the season concludes. Will it feel like a definitive goodbye with closure and peace, or will it end with unresolved questions, hints of what's next, and room for another season? Ty didn't reveal that. He simply said, "We left it open, but with meaning." That could signify anything, and that's precisely what's keeping fans on edge. The truth is, no one outside the cast and crew truly knows the answer yet, but what's clear is that Season 19 carries the weight of something important. Whether it's a farewell or a new beginning, it matters. It encapsulates the emotions of the past 18 seasons, the aspirations of the characters, and the affection of millions of viewers globally. And perhaps that's what makes this season distinct, not just because of what transpires, but because of what it represents: the culmination of something, the genesis of something else, or perhaps both simultaneously. Whatever the case, fans will be watching intently, because if this is the final journey, they won't want to miss a single moment of it. The instant Ty's words were shared, the Heartland fandom experienced a sudden wave of emotion. It wasn't just excitement for the new season, it was something deeper, something heavier. Fans from across the world began sharing their thoughts, and it quickly became apparent, no one was feeling just one thing. There was joy, sadness, hope, and apprehension, all at once. And no matter where they were, fans grasped the significance of what might be approaching. On social media, one fan wrote, "If this is truly the end, I'm not ready. But if Ty finds his deepest peace, I'll be proud of him." Another remarked, "I've grown up with this show. It feels like losing a piece of myself." Many spoke about how Heartland has provided solace during difficult times in their own lives: grief, solitude, anxiety. The show wasn't just a story, it was a sanctuary, a place where pain was soothed through love and horses. Now the thought of that place changing or disappearing is almost too much for some to bear. But there were also fans who felt something else entirely. Some even felt exhilaration. They spoke about Ty's growth, about how he deserves to move forward. "I don't want the show to end," one viewer posted, "but if it must, let it conclude with strength and grace. Let Tai embrace something new." Fans are ready to witness characters evolve, even if it means bidding farewell to the comfort of the past. Online forums buzzed with extensive discussions. Some shared theories about unexpected conclusions. Others compared Season 19's energy to earlier emotionally impactful seasons, especially when Tai himself faced personal struggles. People scrutinized behind-the-scenes photos for clues. Even the smallest details, like Tai's choice of words, or the inflection in his voice, became subjects for debate. It's not just a show anymore, it's something personal. International fans also made their voices heard. From Canada to Europe, to South America, people spoke about what Heartland meant to them. Some had watched the show with their parents, others discovered it during lonely periods of lockdown. For many, it was their first connection to tranquil storytelling, a world where kindness still held value. And now, the idea that it might be changing has left a profound emotional mark. The most emotional reactions came from fans who've been there since the very beginning. They remember Season 1, they remember Ty's early independence, Mallory's antics, Jack's quiet wisdom. For them, Season 19 isn't just another part of the journey, it's the culmination of years spent growing alongside the show. Their messages were filled with love, and also with a sense of poignant reflection. "It's more than a series," one fan wrote. "It's my memory." Even newer fans are speaking up. They discovered Heartland just recently, and yet they feel the same profound connection. One person wrote, "I didn't expect this show to change me, but it did. I feel like I'm part of something now, and I don't want it to end." Whether they've watched for 2 months or 2 decades, the emotional bond is undeniable. What stands out most in all these reactions is how deeply Heartland has affected people. It's not about convoluted plot twists or grand drama. It's about quiet moments, authentic feelings, and the beauty of life amidst struggle. That's why Ty's words resonated so powerfully, because fans understand that this kind of storytelling doesn't come along often, and if it concludes, it leaves a void nothing else can quite fill. The world is filled with fast-paced shows and loud narratives, but Heartland offered people something different. It gave them time to breathe, time to feel. And as Season 19 approaches, fans are clinging to every clue, every word, every moment, hoping to be ready, but knowing they probably never truly will be. The countdown has already begun. Even before a trailer drops or an air date is officially announced, fans are holding their breath for what